All right, so welcome back everybody to the live webinar here at BINA. It's been a while, it's good to be back into things. I hope everybody had a wonderful summer holidays. And just to remind everybody that we do this twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays at 12:30 till roughly around 12:45, a 15-minute shir. And on various topics, all types of topics. So the topic I've chosen for this week is music and singing in general. You know, it's an interesting thing. When you walk into shul, and many of us don't think about this, but any shul that you walk into today, there'll be singing parts of the prayers. It's a regular thing that it's very, very normal that many parts, depending on which shul, how many parts, but a lot of parts of davening are sung. You have to stop to think about it, what you're actually doing. It's actually very strange. So let's take an example. So we sing Kel Adon, for example, right? Every shul, every synagogue you walk into on Shabbos morning sings the songs of Kel Adon. Every shul, I imagine, has a different tune. Kel Adon al kol ha'ma'asim. Do you ever think about the English, what you're saying? So, for example, let's say you want to compliment one of your children. You want to praise one of your children. You want to say, you did well today. Or you're very smart, you're very kind, you did a very good thing today. Would it make sense to start singing? You know what, you did a very good. You don't talk to people like that. So why would you speak to God that way? Why would you sing, God is the master, you are the master of all the creations? It's just not a normal way to talk, but nevertheless, that's what we do. We sing the prayers, even the parts which we don't sing. There's tunes, especially on Shabbos. Even during the week, you see that people tend to pray in a certain tune. But what's perhaps even more stranger is when we talk about learning. When you walk into a yeshiva, in a traditional place of learning, you'll see that people learn in a tune. Like the Gemara says, Omar Abaya says. Do you ever walk into a math class when people are saying, 1 + 1 = 2, 2 times 2, it's just not normal, and you don't sing learning. But nevertheless, traditionally, we learn Torah with a tune. So the truth is that singing and music is a central part of Judaism in so many ways. And you can divide this up into 3 categories. First of all, throughout many momentous times, important times in our history, Yosher Moshe B'nai Yisrael, the Jewish people sang a song to thank God. One of the last things that Moshe Rabbeinu did in his lifetime was he called Hazinu. Hazinu is a song. When the Haftorah of last week's parsha, Jewish people, she fought the army of Sisra and she won. Vatosher Dvoira, she sang out to God. We have Chana. Chana, we read about this on the first day of Rosh Hashanah. She didn't have children for many years. She finally had children. As she finally had a child, Shmuel, and she sang a shira, she sang a song. David HaMelech, of course, the whole Tehillim songs. He sang through pain, through distress, through happiness. Everything he did was singing. In general, prophets, Nevi'im, whenever they wanted prophecy to rest upon them, they would sing, they would play music, they would sing. The Levi'im in the temple would sing on a daily basis. So during all these times of Jewish history, very momentous times, very important places and times in Jewish history, it was always accompanied with song. The second way we see this is in our daily life. We mentioned that in our prayers we sing a lot. But the truth is, even if you don't sing, a big portion of davening is called Psukei de Zimra. Psukei de Zimra means the verses of praise, but of song. They're verses of song. We say every day the Shir Shal Yoim, the song of the day. The Kriyas HaTorah, even when we read the Torah, we sing it in a tune. Now, Torah has a distinct tune. The Megillah on Purim, Eicha on Tisha B'Av, every Megillah has different tune. Everything is done in a tune, in a song. And as I mentioned before, that when we learn and when we daven, we sing. But the truth is, it goes even more subtle than this. Because when we describe the world, in many places in Tehillim, we describe the world as singing to Hashem. Especially when it comes to the time of Mashiach. We describe the world that every single part of the world will sing out to Hashem. The trees, the branches, the grass We speak about this in davening every day, that every creation has a song that it sings to God. What does this all mean? Why? Why at every momentous occasion and place do the Jewish people sing? Why do we describe the reality of the world when Mashiach will come as the world will sing to Hashem? Why is that the description that we choose to give? And the explanation is perhaps because song, the concept of singing and music, is one of the most powerful expressions of the soul, and it reaches to the most deepest parts of us. In fact, in Kabbalistic writings, song is called the pen of the heart. It expresses the soul. It's an expression of our mood. When someone's very happy, they want to sing a happy song. When someone's a little bit more sad, they tend to sing more serious, sad songs. But not only is it an expression of our mood, a lot of times song can change our mood. And it touches us to a very, very deep extent. In fact, the studies show that, God forbid, somebody is struck with dementia or Alzheimer's disease, where they start to lose their mind and their memory, terrible, terrible sickness. One of the last things that goes by a person are the songs that they know. If I can get personal here, I know this from personal experience. A member of my extended family is suffering from this disease, and they still remember songs. It's a very interesting thing. Why? Because song touches you so deeply, it stays with you even after you lose everything else. Even sometimes studies show, even after people forget how to speak, they still remember how to sing, because song touches a person so deeply. And therefore, going back to all the examples which we brought before, when Jews wanted to express their thanks to God in the most deepest way, they sang. When prophets wanted to experience one of the deepest connections to God that you can experience prophecy, God talking to you, they did it through song. When we learn Torah, it's not only, as we mentioned many times, not only an academic exercise. When we learn Torah, we want to bond with the Torah. We want to become one with the Torah. That happens through song. And all the other examples, when we want to pray, the concept of praying to Hashem is connecting. The word prayer, tefillah, means it comes from an expression in the Mishnah, hatoifel klicheres, which means to attach, to bond. When we want to bond with Hashem in davening, we do that through song. When we want to describe the time of Mashiach, the world will sing to God. That is another way of saying that godliness will become a part of the world's reality. So song is powerful. Song expresses our connection to God through prayer, through Torah, through singing, throughout Jewish history, whenever the Jewish people sang. However, together with that comes a warning. We all know the songs that are out there today, obviously not all, but many of songs that are out there today contain within them very destructive messages about everything. Heresy, denying God's existence, immorality, a totally warped and lowly way of looking at intimacy, relationships, women, a very degrading message many times the songs that we have today convey. So there are two problems with many of these songs. One problem is the lyrics, the words themselves, when expressed through song, they change the way we think. They change our culture. They change our children. In fact, studies show that the songs that are played to a child when the baby is still in the womb affect the child, affect certain things about a baby. How much more so when a child grows up and they can understand the words, they understand what these words are trying to convey. Why would we play these songs to our children that are conveying such a destructive and immoral message? And again, if you speak those words, it's bad enough. Of course, you can change minds by speaking as well. But singing, when these words are conveyed with song, it touches them deeply, and it actually changes the way they think and feel about all of these things, and it's destructive. It's especially destructive when we talk about Jewish values and the values that we're supposed to be living as Jews. These songs are totally contrary to our values. Even if you take the words out for a second, another problem is the very tune, the very song is a problem. because it's explained in Kabbalistic writings that when someone composes a song, they actually put into that song a portion of their soul. A part of their personality is imprinted in that song. And therefore, when you want to sing a song and you want to listen to music, what is very important to do first and foremost is to look into who actually composed this song. Who is singing the song? Who am I connecting to through singing these songs? And we have to be very wary that if the person that made this song is a person who has very low moral character, why would I want to connect to that person's soul? Again, obviously, no judgment to that specific person, whatever they do in their own private life, who knows what they go through, but we're talking about singing their songs. And obviously, I'm not referring to anybody specific, but you would have to go look into the songs that we listen to, and especially that we play to our children. Who are we connecting our children's souls to? This can be incredibly destructive if we play the wrong type of songs to them. So again, as powerful as it is, the same amount of and specifically because it's so powerful, that's how destructive it can be. And therefore, we have to be very careful that when we listen to songs, the best type of songs to sing, the best type of music to listen to, is music that has been composed by tzaddikim, by holy people, or by righteous people, by good people, people that's number one. And number two, that the message that's conveyed through the song is praise to God, about being a good person, about being a good Jew. Those are the type of songs that we want to connect to. Those are the type of music. That is the type of music that we want to experience. That is the type of people that we want.